Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Lickitung, a Pokemon that maybe back in the day wasn't very exciting and still maybe isn't like the Pokemon it is going to be like, oh wow, what a crazy Pokemon. But at the end of the day, this Pokemon is currently at number 20 on PvPoke and I want to see, is it actually worth it? Is this Pokemon actually deserving the spot here? I wasn't too sure about it. And so today we are going to take a look on if this Pokemon has what it takes to get up, use some Elo basically. And as you can already tell by the title, most likely, I went to get 5-0 with this team. But that being said, I also went 1-4 with this team. This is the thing as well, which I have to say, I think it takes a bit of time to get used to Lickitung in the current meta. I went first 1-4 and then 5-0. Here you're going to actually see the 5-0 set first. But I'm, of course, always honest to you in every video. I want you to have the best experience for your own Go Battle League, and I kind of don't want to show you teams that I'm not happy with. But yeah, again, I went basically not so great in the beginning with this team, but I also kind of got hardwood a lot of times, and then I decided to just give it another set, and I went 5-0 with this team. And this is kind of why I was kind of want to showcase why I sometimes stick to teams where I think they might have more potential than they showcase, because here, to go 5-0 with a team is not something that you can just do with something random. Like, this team here actually functions quite well. We are going to have, of course, the Bastion in the back, which is also a very bulky Pokemon. We have the Annihilate and Lead. We can talk a little bit about the team again here as well. But just generally, this team functions so well. And by the way, look at this game here. I have 1 HP on my Annihilate, and Annihilate takes down 2 Pokemon while we have 1 HP left on our Pokemon. It's kind of hilarious. But let's move on to the next one. So, we're going to have a great lead. We're going to have Mara coming in now. And honestly, I am alright with whatever is going to happen next. I don't need Lickitung. Lickitung is a Pokemon that was known back in the day for being one of the bulkiest, one of the safest Pokemon. And that's why I want to use it as a safe up here as well. Especially here now with Lick as a fast move. We had back in the day playing against the Medicham, which is now completely gone from the meta. But nowadays you're going to have play against Pokemon like the Annihilate with it. So I guess it still kind of works out there. But as you can see here, we are not going to be able to align ourselves. We are not going to be able to, we're even going to have to use the shield here. But I'm actually alright with that, because we have 2 great answers against the Cradily, and now we have energy advantage on our Annihilate, so I'm actually okay with it. We're going to see here the Dusknoir coming in. I can keep my shield, and I'm going to be able to use also my, Bastion in order to force a shield from the opponent, because here's what's going to happen. They're actually going to sub onto the Cradily, which makes it all easier for us. Way easier. Why? Because of what we can do now is we can just get energy. It's an energy game at this point. We don't actually need the damage, we just need the energy. The opponent goes for a charge move here. I know that they're overfarmed by quite a bit. They go for a Grass Knot, they're going to do a lot of damage, and here they make a big mistake. Going for this Grass Knot allows me now to safely stop out into my Annihilate, fully farm them down, get up to the Rage Fist here, and the Rage Fist is going to be enough to get the KO against the opponent, but of course I still have a shield left. They're going to use the shield, but I can still reach even another move in time, which is now going to allow me to guarantee win this battle for us, and we're going to be able to move on to the next opponent. We will face off against the Stunfisk. This is going to be a matchup that is quite alright for us. We're going to have Rage Fist, we're going to have the stop out here into the Lickitung, and you might think, why do I do this? Because at the end of the day, I kind of want to show them that I maybe are not too weak against Stunfisk and that they could stay in here if they wanted to, and they decide to do this. I didn't really want to show that I have a Pokemon in the back that I really don't want to face it. At the end of the day, we're going to get up against the Dugong now, which is alright. But it's also not the greatest matchup, to be fair, for us. We can stay in here, we could even go for another move. But I kind of want to just now use my Bastion to do at least something in this battle already. I'm not too sure what they're going to have in the back, but we will see it here very, very soon. Drill Run is coming through. We're going to take another Drill Run here as well, which I'm actually kind of alright with, because at the end of the day, I thought they're going to get a ton of energy here, and that energy can be useful against Pokemon like that Stunfisk. But I can also, just go for the Flamethrower here, get the energy off against them, do a little bit of damage, just chip and dip back into our Lickitung. At this point, I know that I still have this hit. Lickitung is one of the bulkiest Pokemon. You need a full XL version of this Pokemon as well, and I find it kind of funny to see the Pokemon again. It honestly kind of makes me even a little bit happy, because at the time, actually, when this Pokemon was out, I didn't like it. I didn't really want to play it. I didn't want to play against it. But it kind of brings back memories. And for the people that also played that time as well already, which is basically most of the early beginning of the Go Battle League, I don't know. I just like this Pokemon a lot. I think it's a cool Pokemon to run. I think it has, still, it's a bit of fun to play this Pokemon, for me at least. Here, by the way, we see what power Annihilate has. You need, by the way, the Shadow bonus on Annihilate. I feel like for this team, it's the only way where it makes sense. But as I can see here, the opponent is going to go for the Drill Pack. They're not going to get to another one, so we can farm them down. And with it, we are going to be able to survive still another hit here from the opponent. And we can move on to this next game because the counter is going to be enough to knock them out. And we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face off against a Corviknight. So, how do you want to play against Corviknight? I want to play it out neutral. I want to get energy on my lead. This is how you want to, by the way, play the team. You have two Pokemon in the back, weak to fighting type moves. You're going to have a Seizup here of Lickitung being quite neutral against practically everything in the current meta. You're going to have your Pokemon in the back, the Bastion, which is great at locking in against certain Pokemon. But at the end of the day, what you want to do is keep your shields for your Annihilate, keep the energy on the Annihilate, try to use your bulky backline in order to whittle down opponents, and then sweep endgame with your Shadow Annihilate. And that's exactly what I can try to do here for most of the battles. In this case, I can't do that. The opponent is going to have Feraligatr here. And what we see here as well, they have a super effective fast move pressure. That is going to be quite awkward. But what we have is we have Rage Fist. We have the option to boost our own attack. And with that option, we are going to be in a position now where we are going to be able to just go for even a shield here. This is going to allow us to get the Hydro Cannon off. And we're going to see the Carbon coming in now. We are going to try our best to go for the sub out here into the Bastion. And as we will see, there is going to be now another charge move coming through. This is going to be the Moonblast. And as you see as well, we're going to try our best to go for another Stone Edge here and try to get them kind of low and get some energy still afterwards as well. I think the Stone Edge here maybe was a little bit too early, so I went for another one a little bit later because I want to get some energy in order to allow us to pressure the opponent. Later on, Rock Slide is coming in, they go back into the Feraligatr, but luckily I still got enough energy here in time for that Feraligatr in order to knock it out. This was what I was kind of worried about, but now Carbing is still there. In comes the Corviknight. We can go for the full farm now without them getting to move. And now it's Carbing and Sebastian, and this is going to be a good game. Carbing is not going to be able to hit us with any kind of move here. And with that, we are going to be able to win this battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. You know what would actually immediately kill the GO Battle League meta? If we would get access to the move Body Press on all of the Pokemon. Body Press is a move in the main CS games that does a ton of damage if you have a lot of defense, and if Pokemon like Carbink or Bastion would get access to them, those Pokemon would literally go through the roof. But at the end of the day, it would also allow them to counter each other, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, you're going to have here Trevenant against us. And again, what I actually realized here quite fast is that what they have is actually a team that I think I suggested, and I think there's going to be the Annihilate in the back, and I tried to go for another move, and I didn't. This is kind of awkward because now I'm kind of low. And we see that we do CMP. That means we lost this battle here. This is a team that I suggested. They played out a little bit wrong though. What you want to do if you're in that situation is you actually kind of rather want to go ahead and go into your own Annihilate. But I guess in this case, it maybe makes some sense to play it the way they did as well. Because as long as I get some energy lead with their own Annihilate later on, they're actually going to be good against my Annihilate. And they don't know that I have Bastion in the back yet. But because they don't know what I have in the back, they are going to be in a position now where they kind of maybe want to think, oh, do I want to keep my lead with energy? And that's what they did here. And that is a huge mistake. Because why? We are going to have, the Shadow Bastion against us. And you see me not going for another counter, even though I could have, and I knew I could have. Because what I needed to do here in order to actually guarantee winning this battle is to go ahead and farm them down and get a ton of energy on my Bastion. I don't really care too much about the damage. I know that they're not in close combat yet. I know they only had a Rage Fist. And with that, we are going to be able to win this battle here as the Flamethrower is coming through. And we have the better Toxic team. And this was the first, that was actually the second set that I did with this team. Again, transparency here. We're going to be able to go for 5-0 with this team. And now let's take a look at the battles that maybe didn't go too well. And let's analyze on what happened. First off, really horrible lead, but our back is cool against it. And that's alright. We're going to have the Azumarill coming in here now. This is going to be a power-up. And this, by the way, the thing that I always kind of want to teach you as well in those videos here. I always have losses in my videos. I have quite a few of them as well. Because what you have to realize if you want to play PvP and you actually want to be better at PvP is that the best thing that you can do in order to improve yourself is look at your losses. Where are things that you could do differently in order to win battles? And maybe this is going to be one of those games. So let's take a look at it. We are going to have here the LilyKatchum up against the Azumarill, and we see the stop out into the Drift Blim catching the move. That is of course horrible for us. But I'm gonna try to get some extra energy here, which actually works out quite well. And we can catch the Icy Wind on our Bastion, which is absolutely perfect so far. This is exactly how I still would have played. Of course, catching the move there was not really ideal for us. But we're gonna be able to get a ton of energy here against the opponent without them really getting anything from it. What do they have in the back though? It's going to be a Blastoise. That is going to be quite alright. So this is going to be... I still had like 1 win by the way in my first set as well. So like that might be still that win as well. But we are looking currently like in a position that we should be able to win this battle. I don't really see the point of how we can lose this battle. I can go for the Body Slam here to try to kind of pressure them. I know they have the Azumarill still in the back with a charge move needy stored. But they're still going to be forced to go for a move here. And they actually stop out into the Azumarill, which now goes down to the Body Slam. And with that, this game is over. There's nothing they can do here really anymore. They can farm us down here, but they're not going to be able to do anything against our other Pokemon, against our Annihilate. And so we're going to be able to just go for the No Shield. Hydro Cannon is going to come through here, and in comes our Annihilate. Annihilate is going to be now in a position where it can take a hit still. We still have our shield left. That shield is going to be used, and this is going to be the win. So what is going to be following now after this battle is only going to be losses. And so let's analyze those losses. And this is something that I kind of would like to do all of the time here. We have a horrible lead. We have a horrible lead with Corsola. There's not a lot that I can do about it. Like, this is just bad. We stop out here to try to catch the move. It kind of worked out. Let's see if they went for Power Gem or the other move. They went for Power Gem, getting a little bit of damage onto me. And they have the Danny now in the back. This is not ideal either. It is not the worst matchup, but the Danny is going to be able to outspeed us after the first charge move. They're going to get to the next Parabolic Charge before I can go for my own Parabolic Charge. Which means this is not going to be a great matchup for us whatsoever. And we will see here that the opponent can go for the move. It's going to be the Parabolic Charge coming through again. And in comes our Annihilate, and I tried to just get energy for the Corsair for later on. They go into the floor just now, which is honestly alright for us. They got rid of their boost onto their Danny, which is also quite alright for us. But at this point, I'm in a position where I'm like, what am I gonna shield now? I don't know what I'm gonna shield now. But I know that I actually like the opponent's team. I think this is a team, maybe... I was like wondering, I had a coaching session earlier, and I know there was a team that I was running where I had Azumarill, the Danny backline, and I couldn't really remember what lead it was. I don't think it was Corsair, but this team is very similar to the team that I was thinking of basically all morning. I think it was Corviknight that I had, but I'm not too sure. But if you remember my team that I had there, please let me know below because I'm struggling. I have no idea what team I had running the entire time, and I would love to know what it was. But anyway, as you can see here, Nightshade is coming through. We are going to be able to go ahead and go for the farm down here, hopefully, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. The opponent is going to be in a position right now where I don't really have any chance of winning this one, because as we will see here, they are going to be able to go for another charge move here, dropping our attack. It's not going to be enough to knock us out. We have to go for the full farm down here, which we can get done, but we would need to go for a charge move straight away, which I forgot to do. I just went for an extra fast move. This extra fast move I don't think really matters though, which you will see here right now as well. As you can see, the opponent is going to be able to still go for another charge move. And so, yeah, this is going to be it for this battle. And we can move on to the next one. I don't think there was a play because I got lost, had a hard lead loss in the beginning, and then just never really got any good alignment. So next up, Toadscroll. That is going to be a very neutral matchup. We're going to see here the Seed Bomb straight away. Seed Bomb needs a 4 fast move, and so I got a 3 fast move in against them. Again, the Danny comes in, and I guess this might be, again, my downfall. Let's see. What we can do now, though, is we can get some energy up again, catch the move here onto the Bastion. Again, actually everything that I would have done the same way again. And we can go for the full farm down, which will now allow us to get out of here with a Flamethrower stored, which is going to be super effective damage against the Toadscroll, so I think it's going to be quite alright. The opponent is going to be forced to go for quite a lot of charge moves, but they can actually swap out. This is kind of annoying because now they have quite a lot of energy still left on their Pokemon, which now means I am going to try to swap out into my Lickitung to just catch the move. I guess that's alright. I can still keep my Bastion. I can keep my energy on the lead as well, but I don't know what they have in the back yet. I was hoping it's going to be something like a Rock type, a Carbink or something, because we have one Pokemon that can already deal with a flying type issue that you have with that Pokemon here. They get to the move at 1 HP. This can change again the entire matchup. Rap is coming through. Defense is going to drop. In comes the Clodsire. They are going to do some more damage now. And I don't know on how I should have dealt with it better. I guess like we would have our lead to test a good coverage against it. But with that rap damage, they actually put me into a position where I have to kind of swap and try to catch a move. Funnily enough, what I caught here is the Stone Edge, which is cool because we can still even get another Flamethrower here, which is going to get a little bit of chip damage against the opponent. But yeah, we are going to be in a position now where we can still maybe go for a Body Slam here. Oh no, we are not going to be able to do that. And so what we have to do is we have to go ahead and go for the Rage Fist against the opponent. And this is going to be fine. This is going to allow us to get the shield from them. But now we're kind of running again out of a lot here. Like, it's honestly kind of awkward because, as you're going to see, the opponent's still going to have another charge move stored. And with that, we just don't really have anything that we can do. So, next up, yeah, we are going to have here the floor just in. We're going to be able to swap out. This is going to be, yeah, a Chilling Water coming in. And we're going to try our best to go for another charge move here. We're going to try our best to go for a Body Slam, and then we get hardballed by the Corviknight. There's not really a lot that I can do. Like, there's literally not anything I can do here, like, at all. We don't have damage against Corviknight. Like, the amount of times I actually face Corviknight is kind of ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, Corviknight is not a rare Pokemon. It is not a rare Pokemon at all. It's a Pokemon that's actually quite solid. But, again, I do coaching or whatever as well, and I write down the teams. It is not that common. It's not that common as often as I face it here then at the end. The team itself is not actually even that weak against it. Even Lickitung has play against it if it's just not debuffed. But yeah, the way everything goes here, again, we are just not able to really align ourselves the way we want to. And so, as we will see here, we are going to have the Chilling Water coming through from the Forges. We're going to be able to stop out and go for the Body Slam here, though, again, from our Lickitung, where we start up some nice energy. They survive again with a few HP left, and I can go for the Body Slam spam now against the opponent. Let's see on how this is going to work. We are going to have here now another Body Slam coming through. On the Pitta, I was thinking I still survive an Air Cutter from this range, though. I do not, which again will say was just a few HP, which again is going to change up how this matchup is going to work. As we will see here, Air Cutter is coming through against us, and they still survive with 1 HP to get to another one. So basically, that Corviknight matchup here generally just completely screwed me over. Chargemark itself is alright for the team as well. We have a nice neutral size up here with the Lickitung and then the Bastion in the back. And honestly, I feel like the way I lost most of the times here was more unlucky and like bad team comp, which is fine. Though not really a lot that I would have changed on how I would have played. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.